Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Let's Get Loud podcast. This is a solo podcast episode with A. How are you guys? I was just sitting at my desk and I was like looking through my to-do list. I was like, oh my gosh, Alicia, that's what you feel like you need to do right now is get that solo podcast episode recorded and out. I just spent the morning. Hello, how is everyone? Happy Friday. I just spent the morning. I got a mani. I went with more like it's hard to see, but I got more like it's like an orangey red. I'm feeling good about it. And then I planned my trip to the Berkshires. So if you're a Housewives fan, you know where the Berkshires are and what the Berkshires are. But it's basically like I'm assuming it's like a fancy town. It's in Massachusetts, and it's basically this. It's called the Miraval. So it's a massive property, and they have tons of rooms and restaurants. And basically, when you go, it's like a wellness retreat, let's say. So when you go and stay there, your food is all included. And then you get like a certain credit there's tons of activities, like a million activities to do. So I just like signed up for everything. I'm going to be Hi. I'm going to be driving there next Monday. If you guys have been following me on social media, you know that there's been lots and lots of passport drama. So I don't know if I've shared this with you guys, but I knew I was potentially earning this trip. So it's a work trip with a brand Shackley that I'm a brand ambassador for. Basically, they sell clean skincare. So by clean, I mean non-toxic, and supplements and protein powder, collagen, and they have cleaning supplies as well. So I've been working with them since May, and there was this trip that you could earn. And so I knew I was in the running to earn this trip. I had applied for my passport in July, and on the website it says 10 to 20 business days. So I think I got lots of time, mail it in, think nothing of it. And then I'm like, oh, this could be taking some time. So I go and also, I'm sorry if you guys have already all heard this story, but I go and I look on my visa. I'm like, July 19th, they processed my payment. So like, I'm assuming everything's fine. Like they would call me if it's not fine. That's the process. But then I'm like, things are getting close. Like I'm getting a little worried. So I call and the person's like, sorry, our system's down, but like it's processing. And I'm like, okay, great. But like, tick, 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 time's a ticking. And then I call back again the next day and they're like, oh, okay. Well, actually, the person that opened your envelope cut your photos. And here's the part that gets me real upset. July 19th, my payment was processed. So I'm assuming it was cut on that same day or even before, and nobody called me. So now I'm like, well, shit. And I need to get photos to them. So first of all, I get photos and then I bring it to Moncton, and Moncton says, no, we can't take your photos. You should mail them. So I priority mail them. It cost me $57 to mail them. And I also got them the photos taken again. So we're at like 75 extra dollars. Priority posted. It is there. It is at the office. And then Fredericton's office is in charge of like if you need it to get rushed. So someone has called me from Fredericton, which makes me feel really good. And they're like, okay, we see your application. We just really need those photos. And basically then they can process it. They're like, but we have your travel date in mind. So I'm feeling really confident. So I have all next week. So I have 5 business days next week to get it in my hand. So I told the woman, I said, if they don't get uploaded, should I get photos and drive them to Fredericton? And she's like, no, we can even do that on the last day. So like, I'm really hoping by like Tuesday, they call me and they're like, photos are updated. Come get your passport. That will be a really nice moment. So that's my passport drama. So that's what I've been kind of focused on this week. That's taken a lot of my mental energy. And I like really didn't let myself get excited about this trip before that, because I was like, am I even going? Also, I decided to drive. So it's a 9.5 hour drive, which might sound crazy, but have you ever tried to fly anywhere from New Brunswick? Basically, there's no direct flights anywhere unless you're going to Toronto. And so my travel day would have been maybe even longer if I flew. And then there's no guarantee. Like I've just had so many experiences of delayed flights, missed flights, lost luggage. And I would still need to get a shuttle from the airport to the resort. So I'm like, I'm just gonna drive. So I'm unfortunately driving by myself. I wish I was going with someone, and that's definitely out of my comfort zone. There's going to be a lot of like pep talks. You can do this, Alicia. You are an adult, you are capable. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to get out of my comfort zone. I'm going to do it. So I'm going to stop on the way to a Bangor. I'm going to stop at Target. I'm going to get wine and just all the American things that I can't, all the snacks and all the American things at Target. Get the kids some stuff. I'm really quite excited about that actually. And then I will continue on and hopefully pretty much make it straight there. So like stop once seems reasonable. Maybe I'll get a Zyper. I don't know. Maybe I'll limit my water that day and just drink straight coffee and energy drinks. But I'm going to get there. I'm going to download a really good audiobook before I go. I'm excited. So anyways, and then I just planned my activities. So how this works is it's like a wellness resort that you go to and it's just things are all included. So I booked like a pedicure. How fun is that? As soon as, okay, we're driving up the night before. So if you have ever been to the Berkshires and you know where somewhere nice to go to dinner, please let me know. So we're driving up the night before, which will be really nice. And go to a nice dinner. I'm like already craving, just like I haven't had like a dinner out away from my family for quite some time now. And I'm going to drink cocktails and I'm just going to enjoy and be present in the moment. Really excited about that part. Wake up the next day, drive to we're staying like 2 seconds away from where the actual like wellness thing is. I have a pedicure at 10 a.m. Yes, please. And then I'll go for lunch. So they have like several places you can go for lunch. And then I'm doing this session. It's called Nutrition for Healthy Skin. So that should be really cool. They just like teach you about how to eat for your skin. And then I'm doing a hike. It's almost like a 2-hour hike, like so fun. And then that evening we have a dinner. So with everyone, it's like an organized dinner. And then the next morning, breakfast. I have meetings in the morning and then have lunch. And then I go for an ice hike. Sounds fun. And then I'm doing journaling without, what was it called? Journaling without judgment. So obviously it's kind of perfect for me. I've been journaling a lot lately, been writing my intentions. So, doing any kind of like anything that's mindset is very difficult for me. So and this whole resort is like basically everything you do is mindful. Like they're like, we're going to mindfully take the polish off your toes and put new stuff on. I'm like, are we doing, it's everything mindful? Like we're doing everything mindfully. And apparently we are. Apparently we are. So, yeah, so that's out of my comfort zone for sure, but I'm excited. So journaling without judgment. And then I signed up for, it's funny that I signed up for this because I'm from the East Coast, but East Coast oysters and bubbly. So between 5 and 5:45, you go and you have champagne and oysters. And then we have dinner and you have dinner on your own. So there's kind of two restaurants there. One is a little bit more casual and one's a bit more fancy. So I'm hoping to do the fancy one that night. I think it'll be fun. And then the next morning I wake up and I drive my butt home and get home to my babies. As much as I obviously am excited about this trip, I do find it hard to leave the kids. Phoebe really struggles when I'm away. So, I've shared this before, but Phoebe is someone who I hate labels. So I don't want to say she has anxiety, but she has anxiety. We all have anxiety, but some of us deal with it better than others. Some of us have a higher level of anxiety than others, and she definitely struggles with her anxiety. And me being away is a trigger for her, and I am her number one comfort. So just her knowing that I'm far away is hard for her. Just her knowing she's going to have to navigate situations without me is difficult for her. But at the end of the day, as much as that hurts my mom heart, I know that I cannot protect my children and keep them in the comfort bubble of mom for their whole life. And that when I give her the opportunity to be uncomfortable, I'm giving her the opportunity for growth. And it won't be just her that's uncomfortable. The other kids will have to they always step up when I'm away with like cooking and making lunches and cleaning and all of that stuff. So, I think it's good for everyone and good for me too, when I go away for a little bit. So anyways, it's been a long time since I've been away. I don't think I've done a trip. Oh, I went to Hawaii in January. So that was amazing. Oh, it feels a million years ago though, like 10 months ago. So it's been 9 whole months since I gone on a fun trip. Okay. It's not that long. Anyway, so I'm really, really, really looking forward to that. Okay, so what else is going on? Well, the countdown is on for our how to create intentional weight loss. So this is a 2-day webinar that we're putting on. It's Monday and Tuesday. I am super excited. Here's what I need to tell you. If weight loss is on your fall bucket list, you need to be signed up for this webinar. Done. It's going to be 2 days. Number one is about just the power of setting intentions, how to set intentions, what are the right intentions, because I see a lot of people doing it wrong. And then day 2 is really focused on calorie deficit. So setting intentions for weight loss. Okay. So day 1 is like really setting out for what are our intentions, how to use them, how to set them. And day 2 is how to use this tool for weight loss. Okay. So that is Monday and Tuesday. I will put the link to sign up in this podcast. And we set some really big goals for ourselves. They said we wanted 2,000 people to sign up. And I said, double it. I want 4,000, which is really aggressive, Alicia. But that's just how I roll. There's definitely some work to be done there on my end of never feeling like enough. I am just like I really am an exhausting overachiever. And it's like if I don't reach maximum potential all the time, it's like not good enough. I'll never forget I did for a past company that I was in a brand ambassador for called Beauty Counter. We went to a conference. It was a conference. Anyways, and there was certain criteria that they celebrated. And I think there was like 10 different categories. And I was only top in 4. Maybe there wasn't 10, maybe there was 5. And I was top in 4 or 3. And I was like, do better, Alicia. And then I was like, oh my God, Alicia. And I've been like this my whole life. Like I get an A, should have got an A+, and that's something to work on, because as much as it's like my superpower, but it's also my curse. So as much as like this has set me up to create the life that I have, it's also like, can you just like pause and just sit back and really just enjoy your life? How did I get here? How did I get on that topic, everyone? Signing up. So I wanted 4,000 people to sign up for the webinar. So listen, if I achieve that goal or not, it is what it is, but I'm focused on the actions that are required for us to maximize the number of people that sign up for this webinar. It's going to be just chocked full of value and with the intention that you can hit the ground running with your weight loss journey. So we're really excited about that. That's coming Monday, Tuesday. Next thing I want to talk about, and then I'm going to finish this. So I've been working on this puzzle. So it's really difficult. Okay. And I saw it in the box. Alfie bought it for the girls for their birthday. It was a Friends puzzle because the girls watched all 10 seasons of the Friends this summer. And I looked at the puzzle. I'm like, this puzzle is going to be difficult. But then you get it out and you're like, okay, let's start with the edge. Okay. And then there's like a trim around. So it's like, okay, let's do the trim. And then it was like, okay, let's do the people, right? For the most part, like their faces and whatever. And then it was like, okay, this is different. Let's do that. And as I'm getting through this puzzle, I'm thinking about how when I looked at the puzzle from a whole, I was like, well, shit, this is going to be hard. And I don't know how long this is going to take me. Okay. And it was such a strong metaphor for me for anyone starting their weight loss journey. So if you guys are listening to this and you feel like you have 10, 20, even 10 pounds feels like a mountain to me anyway, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, maybe you have 100 pounds you want to take off your body. I'm assuming that feels like to you, that feels like a lot. And probably you're looking at that goal and you're like, I don't know how exactly I'm going to get there. Okay. And I looked at this puzzle and I thought, I don't know how exactly I will finish this puzzle. But here's the thing. As I started to get into the puzzle, I just started taking it one step at a time. And as I got into the puzzle, it actually was obvious to me what step was next. And I thought again about a weight loss journey. Is it obvious to you what your first step is? I bet you most of you it is. And stop worrying about what's going to be your next step. What's going to happen when you accomplish that? You'll know. Stop needing to know exactly the steps to get to your journey. This is a pep talk to me. And just like 1, 2, 3, go and start. And now I'm getting to the part where it's really difficult. Like basically everything's black. Everything's black or gray. Like there's barely any pieces that are differentiated in any way. Oh gosh. Oh, it's like that Amber Alert thing. Oh, and then my kids have their phone at school, and I feel like that's gonna stress Phoebe out. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's scary, eh, everyone? Right in the middle of the podcast. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go check that, but I'm gonna finish this thought. Okay, my thought is everything's black and gray at this point. And do you know what I said to myself? I don't care how long this puzzle takes. I will finish this puzzle, even if I only put 1 or 2 pieces in a day. And that's what I've been doing. And you know what? Ironically, I've been doing way more than 1 to 2 pieces a day, maybe 10, 20 pieces a day. Maybe a day I'll do 2. Maybe a day I'll do 25. Okay. But I'm putting the pieces in and I'm staying connected to it. And I'm not looking for perfection and I'm not looking to rush it. I'm just staying connected to it. And one of the biggest pieces to why I'm staying connected to finishing that puzzle, it's because it's so visual. It's where I see it. It's in my dining room. Okay. So I see it every day. I see it. It's right there. Okay. And I just thought about the power of staying connected to the goal that you said you wanted visually. And then I looked at my little intentional weight loss tracker form that we created for our members, and I'm going to just color in another day because I set my intentions today. And I put this up in my office. I'm going to do it right now because I actually didn't have it up in my office. I had it on my desk close enough, but I'm going to have it up very visually. And my goal is to just set my intention every single day. And the power of you visually, so much to take away here. The power of you visually having a visual daily reminder of your goal, not being in a rush, not needing to know what exactly the next steps are, valuing progress over perfection. Boom. I can't wait to celebrate with you guys when I finish my puzzle. And I just hope that you guys can connect this to your journey and just 1, 2, 3, go. You don't need to see exactly how you're going to get there. But if you stay connected to it, you'll get there. The secret to weight loss, you ready for it? To sustainable weight loss. I'm celebrating 9 years now connected to this journey, is I stayed connected to the journey. I didn't give up. There's no other secret. Literally no other secret. So if you want this time to be that time, you need to make sure you just say, I'm not going to give up. Giving up is not an option. And that's the same thing I'm telling myself about this darn puzzle. Giving up is not an option. Figure it out. Take your time. All right, you guys, I would love to see all of you signed up for our webinar, our 2-a-day webinar. Please send this link to your friend. If there's anyone else that you think would enjoy this content, or share it even on social, even better. That's how you can support us. But if you think someone else would enjoy this content, it would be so much more fun if you guys were doing it along with someone, so you can kind of talk and reflect while you're going through the 2-day free webinar together and help me get to my overachieving ass goal. Okay, everyone, have an amazing Friday. Bye.